are the people that helped us out with the con because we gave them a few free things and they're amazing. So I wanted to give you guys the chance to get to know the people that really caught the attention of the board of directors at Fursquared. So I'd like to start with the story. If you weren't at opening ceremonies, last year we decided as a board of directors to not choose an artist of honor before the convention. We were going to choose it at the convention by walking around Artist Alley and to a lesser extent Dealer's Den. And I was then approached, because I didn't have time to do it, I was approached by 5 of my 7 board members who said, "You gotta see what's over at spot 7. So after I looked at the port at spot 7, they said, "Oh, and by the way, the artist over at spot 9 is unbelievable." It was really good porn at spot 7. Really.
I know where I'm going.
The vote was, we all walked in there, and we were hoping that she didn't know that we were all board of directors, because we all kind of staggered in. Just one person would go in, we'd look at the rest of the room, we'd look like, thank you, we'd walk out. And by a unanimous vote, 7-7, this was our artist of honor by Saturday. So we took her out in the hallway and made her cry.
Yeah, he did. Oh my gosh.
It was a lot of fun. I'm really glad we did it like
They
that.
all scared me.
Oh, yeah.
Scared me on purpose.
Yeah, okay, we kind of did. We also walked in the room like, can we speak to you in the hallway?
I'm so scary.
Thank you.
You can
Yeah.
be very intimidating.
If you don't know me, I'm a 6'8" psychopath, I know.
The chair just told me what to talk to. It's scary.
Anytime someone says the con chair needs to see you.
See you. That's drama right now.
That's drama.
I didn't call into the boss's office.
Yeah.
The principal would like to speak to you right now. The dungeon master needs to speak to you right now. We took her out in the hallway, we explained it to her, and we did make her cry. And for those of you who know me, when I run conventions, my goal for almost everything I do is making people cry more than I do, because I am a sissy. But you're more of a sissy now,
Yes,
apparently.
I was more of a sissy.
Yes, so that was awesome. So guys, that is how the Artist of Honor was chosen. Give it up for Nick's here, and this is unbelievable. And a quick introduction. There's so many dirty things I want to say, but I'm not going to say it like that. So
you can say all the dirty.
No, I can't. This is a PG panel.
So?
Guys, this is the person. This is one of the supports in their life.
We're so cute.
The one. Oh, come here.
He's gonna be the sissy this year.
No.
Would you introduce your
Oh,
fiance?
yeah.
No. In your sexiest voice.
Oh, put the drama on.
Sexiest voice.
Oh gosh.
This is why you should come to my guest of honor. I make them do terrible shit.
Oh my god.
This right here is the love of my life. The sexiest man in my bedroom.
Went out the last time there.
I don't know what I did, but I'm proud of myself.
And the man I'm going to marry this year in August. What was I thinking? Null, aka Tyler.
Whoa.
AKA the local guy.
That was very sexy. That was awesome. Tyler, thank you so much for being here.
Next, do you have many men in your bedroom? No, just these two.
No, there's 3. Now, in all fairness, there are 3. There's myself, the rabbit, 2 cats.
Yeah, that's true.
There's her real lovers.
My cats are my real lovers. I don't know if these are on.
Yeah.
Is it these ones?
This one works. This one works. Is that coming out of that speaker?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I
you
can
must
tell
use
you where
this
the
one.
food is around here.
Yeah, he's. All right.
Yeah, so if you need
now for our guest of
recommendations.
honor. As you heard, this is not a joke. We met each other through. Have you ever played Lupus and Nebula? Have you guys played that in one of our games? So that's how we kind of started in the fandom. I mean, in a way, we were both running this game called Lupus and Nebula. Normally, Lupus and Nebula is a very cut and dry game. A person walks up, villagers, open your eyes. Seer, open your eyes. You all die. And that would be Lupus and Nebula. And that's how that game works. And then in the same year, these 2 psychopaths show up like, the village goes under attack. Werewolves come in from every angle. They unzip in PG-13 censor. And that's what, and we're both doing this and it got out, and we met each other, and we fucking hated each other. We're like, oh, you think you run a really good lupus game? I did not swear. You think you run a really good lupus game? Well, I mean, down to here. And this was just what it was like for about, what, 2 years?
About 2 years, yeah, really.
And then I think we got roaring drunk within each other's presence, and everything was fixed then. So by the way, once again, alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. So then...
Oh, does this mean you're my significant other?
Yes.
Since we got that one?
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay.
I'm telling Xander!
Introduce him in
The microphone first.
Touched by... Okay.
No,
So fast forward a few years, we had Lupus and Debula became a thing. Lupus and Debula is a 24-person game. And all of a sudden, he went first to the convention, and he had 43 people show up to his game. And he came to me, and we were getting to know each other at that point, and he was bragging. Oh, and I was behind the mask. Oh, was I pissed. And then I got 44 the next night. And behind the mask, he punched me in the leg. I don't know why he went for the leg, but he just smiled and just right in the leg. And then he turned music on in the room. He went and played my game. He was the 44th person. So he screwed up his own numbers. And ever since then, he has been one of those people that I can go to. There's a panel that needs to be run. His improv skills are unbelievable. His stage presence is immaculate. And just every time I get to watch him, he was the only person who's ever got me to go to a rave. Or what does that call it?
a dance.
Dance, right.
Just dance.
Right, we just call them dances in the fur community. You drugged up mother. There might be drugs at Anthrocon.
No, it's guaranteed.
He got me to go to where he was DJing at Anthrocon, and it was actually really cool. I'd never really gone to one of those, and I just stood backstage and watched him be a goofball up on stage for an hour. And this is how it went, and I got to know him, and quite frankly, he's one of those unsung heroes in the fandom. That's what we here at Fursquared want to show off, the people that really make the fandom go, and Fur was definitely one of those people. It was a no-brainer when we were looking for our guest of honor this year. So ladies and gentlemen, one of the people that entertains you at conventions, he keeps the fandom moving, and he annoys the living shit out of everyone. Our guest of honor, Fur. He's also the worst.
I'm sorry.
That's not a dress. It's not blue and gold.
And finally, there's another person I want to introduce. We always have special guests at our con. I think that those people are another group of people that really help. It makes my life a lot easier because they help me run panels, they help keep things moving, and they put a hat covering their eyes and think that I'm not going to call on them. Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very close friend of mine. We work 4 or 5 cons together and probably put in 12 to 20 hours of paneling per convention. And he's one of the few people that can keep up with the insanity that is that much paneling. Ladies and gentlemen, a man that has nothing but my utmost respect, the con chairman of Indy FurCon, Lord Pandez. You will be seeing these people throughout the convention. These are people that if you see a panel that they're in, go to. So some of the panels they're running, which, funny thing, they didn't actually know they were running. They saw it in the con book and went, man, that sounds great. I'm going to go to that panel.
Yeah, and then I was running it. You don't even know what it's called.
No, because I made it up while I was drunk.
Really confused.
So I was drunk and we
story
needed...
of how the con started?
No, the con started when I was sober, and then it became a multi-year con once I got drunk. We'll be running the panel, How to Make Things Look Like the Things That They Look Like.
Yes. And it's going to be a fun panel because I don't know what I'm talking about, so that'll be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm also doing a Copic Techniques panel.
2 o'clock.
Wait, no, that's not my panel.
Are you sure?
What? Oh my God, he keeps giving me panels. I'm running all the panels at the
And you
time.
get intro to DJ too.
You're not in charge of
Oh, yes.
No, to
Awesome.
3. You have
Yeah,
our
Copic-
panel, she DJs, he does her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking we should do a
Let's do it.
I was thinking we should do a Pictionary competition.
I love this idea.
I was thinking we should do a picture competition
Yes.
where it's like 4 people. There's 2 people and then it's the 2 guests of honor, and one of the people gets me and one of the people gets Fur, and we can see how that goes.
And then a score of 487 to negative 13.
But it's worth it.
Fur is in the lead because he's just writing words down on the pad.
I swear I will lose. No, so the one panel that I'm actually prepared for is the Copic marker techniques, and then the one that Alkali just gave me for no reason.
I meant to.
How to make things look like the things that they look like. So please come to that. That's gonna be really fun.
That being said, if you noticed, I mentioned the performing aspects of these 2 guests over here. Now, Intern is very good at performing under pressure.
No.
But if you notice in the comic books, Comic Sans Comedy Club will be back tomorrow night, 7 to 9. That is the 3-headed monster, and then the charity improv event. For those of you who have not, who here has been to Whose Line Is It Anyway, the normal panel that I run? Awesome. Who here knows what the charity Whose Line event is? For those of you who don't know,
amazing.
Charity Whose Line is classic Whose Line Is It Anyway, with 4 performers up on stage. And those performers will be myself, Pandez, Fur, or guest of honor. Yeah, you're in, by the way. Oh, I should have called you on that. Sorry, I forgot. And a 4th guest, which will be chosen from the audience based off of their performances at the normal Whose Line Is It Anyway. Your host for that night will be Dragor. He's our director of technology, and it is for charity. And that being said, Dragor informed me that he has a game that you will be brought up for, and it's going to be awful. And I am going to hate everything, and you will hate everything. So if you guys want to see someone being tortured, come on out!
I told him for the people who were there last year when he told me this yesterday, I told him, it's okay because I actually wear makeup every day, so it won't be as scary as last year. But I'm sure they're not going to do that again because,
I'll be applying it here.
Yeah, shut up.
If you weren't there last year, we actually did the game, which, I told Dragor, would you run this panel for me? And he said, yes, but you can't tell me what to run. I said, that's fine, here's a list of things that you shouldn't run. So he put those into a big ball and pulled out 3 of them, and that's what he... and that's what he ran. So one of the games was Helping Hands. And if you've never seen Helping Hands, that's when a person stands, their hands behind their back, and now, instead of putting me behind someone, instead of basically putting someone who could see, no, they made sure that a person who couldn't see was behind the people. Yeah, and they were applying makeup to each other's faces, and I watched somebody get stabbed in the eye with mascara. Hence me not wanting that game to exist. That being said, it was a really good time, guys. That's another great event for charity, and it gives you a chance to see the guest of honor, artist of honor, really show off what they can do. It's really fun. I hope you guys are there, and it's for, once again, a really good cause, the charity. Now, over to Fur, the panels that he is going to be involved in, everything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make him go to every freaking panel at the
Even
thing.
with simultaneous ones.
Yes, he's going to be in 2 places at once. Go ahead and go over your
He actually splits like an amoeba.
I'm doing.
Guest of honor run all the panels at the same
Yeah, I don't even remember which one.
It's hard, that's all I need.
I think Fur's gonna run my panels.
No, that's me.
I'm not doing anything. Man.
I think you've got the day to have fun.
Sweet. I got intro to DJing at 3 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, at 8 o'clock I have Whose Line Is It Anyway, I guess.
Yeah,
So
you'll be
no
at the
point
first
in that.
hour.
I'm going to be there the first hour to
And then,
harass him. 9 o'clock I go to intro to DJing. And then there's a dance at 10:30.
Guys, if you don't know, this is one of, in my opinion, and fair or not, I haven't gone to many dances. I saw his DJ set, and it was really something special. So he is one of the DJs for Recon. If you've never been to a dance, I'm not saying get out on the dance floor and bust a move, or even sweat. I'm saying stick your head in. It's really something to see. I never thought that until I actually tried it. It's really cool to see what these guys do with sound, sometimes lights, and a sound system that can knock tiles out of my ceiling. I hate you, by the way.
I love you.
I'm
I'm at the Dragon Show Live.
No keys.
Parade, I'm running that, I guess. Or I'll be in it. I'll be in it.
We will also be determining who the worst person at the con is with our
they're there.
30 Cards vs. Humanity tournament.
Yes.
It was Sema last
They
year.
might be.
Yes,
using
7-1 by
my
1
strike
point
act,
last
actually.
year.
I'll
You
challenge
come
you.
watch me eat at the sponsor dinner.
Oh wait, what time is sponsor dinner?
Sponsor dinner is 6 to 7, no, sorry,
Five.
5 to
Today,
7:30,
tomorrow.
tomorrow, Saturday.
Tomorrow. Circle that.
This is, no, that's not I think that's, and you'll be emceeing, and.
Oh, I'm emceeing the three-headed monster.
Yeah, I should have called you about that too.
Okay, so
Are they joking?
Yes. No.
I was too busy to call. I was like, "You're in panels."
This
Can you
is why
explain
I'm
Blake?"
Yeah.
doing it here.
no, he legitimately called me up, said, "Fur, I need to bye."
Okay, the worst part is I texted you, so I don't know what the hell you're saying. Those are
Once that's done, I'm going to be over playing at Fursquared, which is apparently the furry version of Midnight, where we're all going to get drunk and watch me pretend to know that I've watched the show.
All you have to do is just sit there and say points.
Points.
Point.
Points?
Points. Points.
Oh, yeah.
Points.
The one tonight. We're doing awesome at this.
Shut up.
Yeah, we should have
super
a should run a
prepared.
I don't like you. I don't know.
This is like a
Rich
meeting. You
not
guys are
drunk.
just sitting in there like
Oh.
meeting, figuring out, hey, look, you found a pen for you.
Sweet, thank you.
Oh, there it is. And then SmackDown, the RPG edition.
Smackdown.
SmackDown. Not the wrestling thing if Crash is in here.
Damn,
Yeah.
what is it?
For those of you who have not seen SmackDown, the ex-con chairman of MFF came up with a wonderful idea of a panel while he was at an anime convention, and all it is they take characters on theme. Now, he sent us, I think it was a list of 30 characters that we had to study and learn something about. And then he is going to present in a tree, what's that called, a tree format? A tree...
Bracket.
A bracket format.
style.
He is going to present bracket style, random characters that we have studied. So we have 30, he's only going to present, I think, 8 of
16.
them. 16?
You guys have to let me in on that, because I'm in on that.
Did he send you an email? As long as he sent you an email, that's
Okay.
And then we discuss, as a debate panel, who would win in a cage match. That being said, we will be drunk while doing this. Or getting drunk as we do it. Don't drink. Anyway.
Furries in a cage.
Furries, well, furries in a cage, there's no real winner. So that is another wonderful panel
It's
for you guys
just
to go to. And that's what those are just some of the things that Fur will be running over the weekend. He'll also be doing his normal insanity in the hallways and probably driving me batshit.
Will he hold any 3 a.m. hallway raids?
Do not hold the 3 a.m. hallway rave. Was anyone here for the 3 a.m. hallway rave last year?
I only heard about
No
it.
one was here? I hate them.
I heard about it.
I only ever heard about it.
I have never been more terrified than the hotel calling my room at 3:15 in the morning going, there's a lot of noise and flashing lights coming out of the basement hallway and we're scared to go down there. I'm running around my room in my boxers going, do I go like this to frighten them back or do I put on pants?
Scaring hotel staff is a pretty big accomplishment. I'm not gonna lie.
It's terrifying. Some of the other panels you guys will see, I know that Pandez will be taking place with me. Open mic and comedy basics. For those of you who have ever wanted to try an open mic, it's an hour-long panel. We're going to try to get as many of you up as we can. It is the perfect place to try out. It's the perfect place to try your stand-up material. It's the most friendly crowd that you could possibly encounter. So it's a wonderful thing to go to. And of course, Pandez will be, I believe that you were doing, were you doing SmackDown?
Yes, I'm first.
He'll be in SmackDown with us. Nerds with Tails is your panel.
Yes.
He is running for all of you out there that have the inner nerd. That's another wonderful panel that Pandez runs. It's General Nerdery. Rant. I am so tired. You guys have already killed me. It's sad.
You're a necromancer. Raise yourself.
His spelling errors has leached into his speech.
And of course, there's the one. I knew we were forgetting an important one. For those of you, I'll give you the background of this terrible panel we came up with. So one year, Pandez came to me, he's like, hey, you know what would be really fun? If we did Mystery Science Theater at a convention. I thought, oh my, now that panel, that show has a special place for me because it was one of the few things that me and my dad could actually watch together. And it pissed my mom off to no end, which was hysterical. Why are you letting them talk during the movie? Can't you turn that off? You're funny. And we loved it. Like, we thought it was the funniest thing ever. So Pandez came up with this panel a while ago. and we decided not to watch the movie beforehand, except for who was our judge? Was it you that actually watched the movie before?
Oh, you were also. You mean when we did it at IFC?
Yes.
And you said this is going to be the movie. We should all watch it before the panel.
And no one watched.
No one else watched it, and I watched it 3 times in a week. It was Battlefield Earth. I got to watch Battlefield Earth 3 times before the actual charity event
It
to
gets
find out they
worse.
hadn't seen it yet.
It gets worse.
We found out that they hadn't seen it yet during the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. He was actually pretty angry at me during the podcast.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he watched it. So we finally get to the panel. We sit down, and I don't know who did it, but somebody brought a box of alcohol, reminding everyone that alcohol does not come in boxes. This pleased me. And 10 minutes into the movie, we're barely through the opening credits when we came to a dark realization. That having panelists for this panel was totally unnecessary because everyone in the room was just shouting shit at the screen. And somebody, and I really wish I could remember who, somebody yelled out, "Oh, he said the word Earth, drink." And we went, "Genius!"
They were already drunk, I'm sure.
We were
So we went.
So this is how you'll hear the rules again tonight. This is the simple version. Throwing $1 in the hat makes everyone take a drink out of whatever they're drinking. Throwing $5 into the hat, you can create a rule. Throwing $20 in the hat, you can create a rule, and the rules are judged by the amount you put in and our judge who has actually seen the movie.
Can you pay to get rid of a rule?
Can we pay to get rid of a rule?
No, can anybody pay to get rid of a rule?
Yes, but
Pay to get rid of a rule.
you have to match whatever the rule was, and our judge will determine. Now that being
Oh,
said,
that's only $5. You should like $20 to get rid of a rule.
well, no, most people come up with the worst rules, and they're all fucking $20. We make so much money off that just because people want to see if we can make it. Right now, the score stands. The panel that we created, which every time me and you are a part of it, I think at every one we've been there, and we have guests there. However, the creators are allowed to call the movie. Call the movie only means that we stop drinking. If we call the movie, the point goes to the audience. If we make it to the end of the movie, the point goes to us. The score right now is we have 3 points, the audience has 4 points. So we need to make it this year. You guys are murderous and just jackasses, and I love you all, but dear God, we're going to die. So this year, the movie is always hidden until you go into the room. I suggest going to the panel. It is a good time. It's a drinking competition for the panelists. You donate and do that. So that being said, I think I told you guys, but just so you know, you are both invited as our honors guests. Yeah, I didn't tell you about anything.
Wait, can I make a rule
You're
that
right.
every time there's a jump cut to another scene that someone drinks?
Okay, so the original
That's
rule
expensive.
was screen wipe.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a judge. No, center screen wipe.
Yes.
Oh my God.
When no one remembered how many were. So you were kind of the judge, but you were kind of inebriated. So all of a sudden, they're like, here's $20. Bam! Take a drink every time there's a center screen wipe. 2 minutes later, it went flashback. Take a drink. The flashback was 1 sentence, center screen wipe. Take a drink. Back to reality. Scene ends. Center screen wipe. Ah!
Fast enough.
We were going to die. We finished, you finished a handle of Malibu rum and said, "I love you" to every inanimate object in the room.
And everything outside the room.
I
So,
love Len.
guys, if you're looking for an entertaining panel that's really, really relaxed, that's your panel. It's a late night panel, and by the way, that is 18 plus. So,
I'd like to make a rule premise if you can.
what?
You have to take a drink every time someone mentions the fire alarm.
You're a monster. All right, so now that you introduced the con, and you have an idea of what our guests are going to be doing, I'm going to turn it over to you guys.
Wait,
You have none?
2 seconds.
Absolutely,
2 seconds.
absolutely.
More announcements.
Yeah.
Question?
Yes.
As to why it's not 21 plus,
Yeah,
it's
why
18
it's
plus.
21.
You can be around alcohol when you're 18 as long as you're not given
You
it.
gotta make sure they're not drinking.
Right, well,
I'm
technically,
drinking.
the only people that are drinking is the board.
Panelists.
In theory.
Did you notice the word technically?
Okay, so one last announcement. So I'm gonna have some signs at my table in the dealer's den too. But of all the little like dragony guys that are hanging out in the hallway, I hope you guys have seen those. They're all different colors based on the different names of the rooms and stuff, so hopefully that'll help people find their way around. I have the original dragon at my table, and I'm going to auction it off at the charity auction for the charity. And then I'm also auctioning off a custom 11 by 17 piece of basically whatever you want. Within reason, we need to talk about it. I'm worried about you if you get it. That would just, I don't even know if I could handle that. So, I'm like scared. I'm like, just be like,
Aqua being turned up?
Yeah.
Let's do something.
So within reason. But, and so that'll be, if it's $100, then it'll be fully inked. And if it's $300, it'll be fully colored. And if it's $500, it'll be a full background. So I'm hoping that sort of ladder effect will get us to raise some money for the charity. But please let people know, because I really want to. I really hope that does good things for the charity.
Thank you so much.
Spread the word.
Okay, first got it.
Oh,
Are you going to use my word anywhere in this description? My name anywhere in this description?
Yes.
So I got one little tiny thing that I'm going to be throwing in the charity auction. And it comes with a disclaimer is that when you win it, you are sworn to secrecy.
Oh, man.
But some of you might wonder why Alkali does this.
Your shirt just right off, too.
I'm going to be auctioning off the story behind that.
Oh, man.
You decided?
Oh, man.
What's the starting bid gonna be?
Well, for the most part, except for like fursuits, major art, we'll start it where the audience wants it. You know, that's the wonderful thing about the charity auction. I watch you guys. You know, some people just to be smartasses and to donate to the charity, they'll jump the bid just because that was what they were going to donate anyway. They kind of wanted a box of Altoids. I've watched it. I watched somebody. It's penguin mints. Do you remember those? They're caffeinated mints. And one guy outbid himself 4 times to get up to $20. And he told me afterwards, I was like, that was really funny. What'd you do that for? He's like, I wanted to donate $20. Awesome. Okay, so I love furries. They're showmen. You guys are all showmen. It's
Rich
great.
effing furries.
That story will be told either at the stand-up or at Convention Horror Stories. That's another one. Pandas will be with us at Convention Horror Stories. We will also have the ex-con chair of Midwest Fur Fest, and if he shows up, the ex-con chair of Indie FurCon. Has he shown you?
I haven't heard from him yet.
Okay.
Why are you saying X? It should be former. X implies that they were kicked out.
Oh, they are.
When we leave in the worst possible way. I'm going to set fire to everything.
We set fire to the
All right, so we're going to toss this out to the audience. So we have our artist of honor, we have our guest of honor, and we have our special guest pandas. This is a great time to get to know them, ask them questions. If you don't, I'm going to start making up questions. I'm going to embarrass them. 1 second.
Nobody asked them any questions.
I'm going to run with the microphone so someone has a question.
Oh, good. I'm going to stop talking for a minute too.
Okay, who has a question for the audience?
Okay, why D&D? Why?
Why not?
So why do you guys like our card theme? Let's start with that. What did you guys like about our card theme, and then I'll answer your question.
I really think the themes add a lot to con. It's kind of the way that you were talking to it at opening ceremony. I don't think any of these others were.
This one.
Oh, yay!
The wireless ones are always on.
Of course, the wireless ones were. So it added a lot for me because it gave me an excuse to get into D&D. I actually had never played D&D before, which is a shame. On my nerdiness, but once I found out about the theme, I was like, hey, I need to know what this is about. Like, I want to appeal to the people that are really into this and make sure that I'm doing it justice. And so we just sat around with my brother and his boyfriend, who will be here later, and he is my dungeon master right here. And
I did it the right way. I started her old school on second edition. So.
And so I'm a ranger. And
thank you. Whoever's applauding for second edition, you rock.
I'm only level 2, but I'm working on it, so I'm just gonna suck at
I've told her not to get detached to her first character because
I'm
chances
way
are I'm
too
going
attached
to
to
kill
my
it at
first
some point in
character.
time.
I'm way too attached. I'm so my character's like the most cautious freaking half-elf ranger that ever
Maybe I should
existed.
auction off the rights to how her character dies.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love that.
So yeah, so it got me into D&D, which is pretty
I
awesome.
down on that right away.
Yeah. All right, we're starting the cherry auction bidding now. Ready, go.
No! I need my finance director. He says the word money.
Oh, right. Money.
Money.
I can do that.
Behind the curtain, he's like, I'm not talking.
Magic.
I don't even want to be on stage.
Magic
Like,
missile.
could you say something? He goes, I'll say money.
So I think it gets people like out of their normal, like boxes and kind of introduces them to new, different kinds of nerdy things that they could get into. And it really did that for me. And then also just, it really helped me make art that kind of went with the theme so that it was all cohesive and it wasn't kind of random or anything like that. So I really think it helps focus the direction and give everybody kind of the spirit going into it. So.
Go Golds!
Oh,
I made this one work using my magical audio engineer powers.
You flipped the on switch, didn't you?
No, I saw them go flip it on over there.
So, what did you enjoy about our theme? Why did you like D&D theme?
So why do I like the D&D theme? So I'm going to take a few words out of the explanation of Dungeons and Dragons. So you have this character and you go on amazing adventures with it and you make a lot of friends along the way. There's a couple enemies you might make, but eventually you'll get over those problems. And once you level up after a few times, you'll go out on these epic quests and make so many friends, and then someday buy a fursuit. Oh wait, I'm getting this confused with the furry fan.
The difference between fur cons and D&D is, in D&D, your friends that you meet on your adventures are NPCs.
Dikes, and that's and we gave you dikes, so there is no difference. This is just a game of D&D.
Also, I like the con theme because I got a special glowy crystal, so that's pretty much the best part of it for me.
You know the worst part? That was our first, somebody knew about those. So our first idea for the gift for sponsors were these necklaces.
Yes.
So we ordered them
Glowing crystals
6,
unite.
7 months ago because we're like, we're doing that, okay, do it. And we got them. We literally forgot they existed until 2 weeks ago when I'm packing up the truck and I'm like, what the hell's in this box? Holy crap! I have fun, guys, get in here! Holy crap! We had never even turned one on, and they are so bright, and they're so happy with those. But yeah, totally forgot about them for like 6 weeks.
But Alcoa, you said that the difference between a D&D session and a furry con is dice. I think we can fuse these together, especially at that movie
These are
night,
big dice
where
guys.
you can have a rule about if you roll a D6, that's what drink you do. So, now there's a story behind
as
it.
possible, I swear to God.
During a D&D session, we determined that there wasn't enough alcohol during our D&D session, so every time someone rolled a 1 or a 20, we rolled a D6, and each number on the D6 was linked to a drink, or linked to a shot. And whenever anyone critically passed or failed, everyone had to do one of these random shots.
Actually,
Jaeger was one of them.
increased our 1 rolls by a lot.
It did.
Although it made for quite an interesting adventure.
What did you roll? I can't see it. It's a what? Shot eye.
And the 20s, when it counted, it made us fail.
You rolled a 20. What did you character do? Drinks. Pandas, now that you've been a part of the theme, what was your? How did you feel about the theme?
I shoot magic missile in the darkness.
It's dark here. I shoot magic missile.
Now we're the
Here's the Mountain Dew.
If there are any pretty girls there, I want to do them!
If you don't know what we're talking about, look up 8-bit D&D.
If you're
We just need to make our con theme that flash
magic
animation.
missile.
My eyes are blue. You have in your description, they're great. No, they're totally blue. I changed them.
Oh my God! Character descriptions are just what people do to get art, only they're always wrong.
No,
Why did you
seriously.
make my back like this? My eyes are
I told
blue.
you my ears were blue.
No, it's the ears are white.
Two words about the theme. Sexy minotaurs.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't capitalize on sexy minotaur.
Well, you should have given me that theme like a few months ago, actually.
Sexy minotaur?
Sexy minotaur should have been
You
the
guys
art
should
theme.
have done anything to tell me what was going on.
I know.
Oh.
He's getting mean up here.
All
Why did you
right.
let him
All
sit up
right.
here? I'm just
Before
curious.
this turns into some sort of, TV show on Fox, let's go to another
I'm
question.
sorry,
Who has another question?
Canceled after 3 episodes.
Who has a question? Who has a question? You have a question. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, so this is a D&D theme.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of NetHack?
Say again?
NetHack.
Yes, Corgi and Dragon play that actually, but I do not.
I want to get a recording of you playing it, or like have a panel of you playing it, because you failing at this game would
They
be
can play it, I'm
hilarious.
busy.
I'm being obsessed with that hack. You invited me about it.
I've heard good things about that game.
It's an amazing game.
I'll have to live stream
Anyway,
that.
who else has a question? Raise your hand. Question.
Go ahead.
Ask questions. Ask questions, don't be afraid.
So, obviously you all like D&D, that's why we're here, right? Have any of you ever actually played the MMORPG versions of Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh my god, the old one by Sunsoft or by
Oh, I didn't like the Dungeons and Dragons Online. I played the Neverwinter
No, not that
one.
one. Yeah, well, Neverwinter's classic.
Yeah, but I was wondering, have you guys ever played like either of them, and what were your thoughts of them?
I have not played those.
Oh, they're fun.
I've only played 2nd edition. But yeah, I'll work on that.
Hey,
I'm gonna
I
look into that.
pen and paper version.
I'm gonna look into
I
that.
only played the
Well,
MMORPG.
if you,
Dude,
if
my
you
neighbor's
like
like
2nd
that.
edition, Baldur's Gate is
Yeah.
available on Steam and is 2nd edition.
Steam it is. We'll look into that.
Did they put Baldur's Gate on phones?
Yes.
Go away! Con is over!
This became Boulder's Gate Con.
See, there was
We'll
always
never
Baldur's
see
Gate and
Acolyte
Forgotten
again.
Realms. I was always the Dragonlance kind
I
of
was like,
guy.
hold on. Did you just say it's Baldur's Gate
Con.
Con?
Baldur's Gate Con. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate time?
That's next year.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You know what? You've sworn like 8 times and not realized it, so don't worry about it.
That's pretty good for me. Fur?
Have you played those?
What was
Have
it?
you ever played any of
The,
the
the
D&D games? Or?
D&D.
Oh, the ones online?
Yeah, D&Ds.
I played Skyrim.
Wait, if we're gonna go that off that kilter, I played WoW for like too long, so.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Which is like a sickness.
That's why Fursquared is
It's
only
like
2 years
terminal.
old, because we were distracted by WoW for about 4 years.
I
I
like
was also a
RuneScape.
hunter on WoW, shocker. I know you're amazed, the girl's a
I'm a
hunter.
hunter on WoW.
Woo-hoo.
I played WoW once, but there's a thing for that now.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So, both of you have I don't believe you've been a guest of honor anywhere. Yeah, and you've never been artist of honor.
No.
So, I just want to know, when you were initially approached and leading up to the con, because this is your first experience with this, how did that go for you?
Of course, when I was initially approached, I was overwhelmed. As you said before, it means a lot to be appreciated for something that's, a hobby, and I would love for it to be a full-time thing, but, I have a real job, and, everything, so, getting to come home and work on art for people is actually really, really, really fun, and it really gets out that creative outlet. So being appreciated for something that I feel really passionate about means a lot, and I love all you guys, and you really, you guys. I'm gonna start. I always want to find ways to show my appreciation for the furry fandom and community as a whole. Just because every time I'm here, I feel so loved and welcomed, and I don't know. I wasn't always the coolest person ever, and when I come here, sometimes I feel like the coolest person ever, and I just love hanging out. I love hanging out with everyone. So I love meeting new people, and I just feel like it'll be a good catalyst for being able to meet new people and get to. I love drawing characters. Like I love how much time and effort you guys and creativity you guys put into your characters, and so getting to kind of just have a moment when I can share in that creativity and kind of give you an expression of that character and just draw them in some sort of way. I love that. And so I really hope that I'll get to meet a lot more people. They're like creeping me out over here. I really hope I get to meet a lot more people. I mean, I owe a lot to you guys, so any way that I can give back, and I really appreciate being appreciated. It's really hard to put into words. So, oh my gosh.
Through me.
Oh my god, yes.
What?
Oh my gosh. So they have those animal commercials that are like the Humane Society commercials that are like so sad. And I literally cannot watch one. As soon as the song starts playing, I immediately weep. Like, guys, I'm not even kidding. It's not like, oh, those poor animals. It's like, ah, poor animals.
That's okay.
Why are you doing that? Oh no!
You monsters!
Where are you, an asshole?
I can officially declare that this is the best Meet the Testimony I have ever been to.
Oh my god, okay.
There's way too much after going on in here.
Guys, our artist of honor, Dixie. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Really, please come say hi. I want to meet all of you guys, so thank you.
Oh, and Nick, I've developed Rena's story more if you want to hear it.
Yes, totally.
Sir, we told the Jew that you were going to be our guest of honor. Same question.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to tell you how Alkali told me I was guest of honor. So the entire board of directors came to her. Alkali pulled me into an abandoned panel room on my own, and this is the thing. I was helping him out with the con last year with like do this baby stuff. He just grabs me by the shoulder, he pulls me. He's, I need to talk to you now. I go in there. I'm like, did something catch on fire? He's like, I've been thinking about this for a couple years now.
I'm going to kill you right here.
Like, I thought we were friends now. He's like, I'd like you to come and be guest of honor next year. I'm like, you're doing this next year?
Which is the exact response you want to hear when you ask someone to be your guest of honor.
No, it completely, honestly, like, I've been trying to hype up this con and tell everyone, yeah, I'm guest of honor. Really? You? You slept
That
with,
con was good.
you slept with Alkali, right?
Wait, I could have got away with that?
Leave it line, you should have gotten down on one knee. I've been thinking about this for a long time. You get down and you're like, and then you open up a little box that's got the key to the con. Would you be my guest of honor?
You just gave me how I'm asking next year's guest of honor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we need to set up a hidden camera for this.
You know, it's not going to be the key to the con, it'll be the key to the right cash box. That's a more important key.
Money.
I have a question, unless you have to keep
No, ask away, sir.
Typical question you hear at these panels, but I'm interested. What was your first furry convention, and what was the experience like?
That's a really good one. You should start fur because I keep going first. You should go.
Yes, first should go first.
First should go first. He's the king.
So, I only found this out from reading the website, but my first convention was MFF 2007.
OMG, my first convention was MFF 2007. Ah, bestie! Also, Ferg and I bonded over Twitter, and Alkali doesn't know how to use Twitter, so I didn't know about this.
It's
So
confusing! You get to right tweet at people and send it to the world? That's screwed up.
Yeah. People use hashtag Fursquared, and then we can all see your tweets. Everybody's using @Fursquared.
How about Alkali?
Oh.
Yeah.
What's Alkali's first convention?
Oh, hell.
Orgies don't count.
Orgies don't count, but I don't remember. I think my first convention was definitely MFF. I think it was MFF 2005, maybe 2006.
Oh, so
Don't
close.
make me the old man of this.
He's the old man. 2002?
Anthrocon 2002.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, talk about your first convention.
So my first convention. So I was still in high school at the time, and I went to a military school actually right outside of Milwaukee in Delafield. And the Saturday of the convention, we had a parade in Milwaukee. So we, in our full fake military uniforms, did a parade. I got with one of my friends who was there. We got in my dad's old busted van, drove straight from here down to Chicago, and we did the furry thing where we're like, we don't need a hotel room, we got a van, we can crash there. I learned my lesson very quickly. And so I walked in and like, it's Saturday, it's already like midnight, it's like everyone's already wasted, and we're like, this is the most amazing thing in the world, I'm with my people! And I was that furry for a couple of conventions. We stayed till like Monday, like 10 p.m. after everyone had already left, thinking there were still fursuiters hiding. It was great. And then my next con was Megaplex, and then I did FCN 2 weeks later, and that's where I met this fucker.
Yep.
Oh shit, I just swear.
Oh yeah, I am.
Oh, woohoo!
You guys are no
we're going.
Making her swear should be your goal for the entire film.
No, stop.
I'm glad we're going to have a swear jar next year.
We're totally gonna have a
And
charity
every time
swear jar.
Anyone on stage swears, money gets put in for the charity.
Why don't we start that right now?
You better stand up on stage.
I'll be throwing credit cards.
All right.
Alkali's gonna have so many dollars.
Somebody will keep a tally for you.
So, it's just a fun one at work. We're stockbrokers, so we swear and, for fun. Not because we wanted to stop swearing, but because we wanted to see what would happen. We decided to put out a swear jar, and every time you swear, you put a quarter in it, and then we ordered pizzas twice in one day.
So MFF 2007 for me, I never met Fur, which is the biggest disappointment of my life, first of all.
You met me.
No, not at 2007. You weren't there.
Yeah, no,
So,
only MFF I've missed.
Only MFF he's missed is my first one. Lame. No, I actually am I'm really bummed that my friend Gina isn't here, because she was the one that got me into the whole thing. She's like, you have to come, and so I actually, I didn't tell my parents that I was coming down, because I knew that they would say no. They're like, no, you're not gonna go meet those like weird internet stranger people, right? Right? All parents are like that. And so I took a bus down to Kenosha, and I had my dad pick me up, and then I took my grandpa's car, and I was like, see ya, leaving somewhere. And he's like, okay. And so I drove all the way down to Schaumburg. And my mom called me on the way, and she's like, oh, hey, what you up to? Where are you at? And I'm supposed to be in Minnesota, mind you. Not even, like, I'm from here, but I was like, oh, I'm driving out to Illinois this weekend. I totally told you about this. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you totally. And so she never knew, but yeah, so I think I told her later. But, so then I came down, and I actually came down to meet a fellow artist, Kay Fedewa, who often comes to MFF and stuff now. So I was a big fan of her comic, and I worked with her for a little bit. And so she was the one that introduced me to everything. And then Anthrocon 2008 was the first time that I was an artist. And actually Duncan commissioned me at that convention, which was so funny. Yeah, so that was how it worked for me. I pretty much just sat behind a table and draw. I just sit behind a table and draw now. I pretty much don't do anything else. So I think Fursquared last year was the first time I ever went to like a panel.
Well, we are panel con.
Yeah.
This convention
Good
is all
stuff.
about panel. Guys, these are, we have,
Quick,
it's
lightning round.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Go
2
ahead.
minutes, go.
Why did you decide to start the furry fandom?
Okay.
I think I just answered that. So it was because of my friend Kay, who I wanted to meet. So very innocent.
Thank you. I'm sorry to spoil you.
That's okay.
Okay, so backstory to everyone saying that I started the furry fandom. So I was making a bunch of tweets, and they were complete hyperbole. I was like, I invented the furry fandom, and then I invented the anime too. You're welcome for and I just made those tweets. They were jokes, and they went away. And then about 6 months later, I get this email from a documentary company, and they said, according to our research, it said that you are one of the founders of the furry fandom, and that you coined the term fursuit.
Oh my god.
So I actually got to the point where I got to a phone interview with them.
Oh my god.
And I can tell you exactly how the interview went. They called me up, they're like, so can you tell us a little bit more insight into the starting of the furry fandom? I'm like, yeah, totally. It was Anthrocon 2008, and I'm sitting there surrounded by fursuits, and I'm like, man, we should really make a fandom about this. And then they kept asking me questions, and you could just hear like, oh. And then I never heard from them again.
And that is why he's the Lord of the Trolls. Ladies and gentlemen, your artist spawner next year, and your guest of honor first.
Take your time, chair, Alkali.
Guys, in a few minutes, there's going to be, so this is your first FurCon in this room. Myself and Pandez will be running it. I have to deal with one quick thing that they've been yelling through the radio, and I can hear from this far away, which annoys me because I bought these, so I have to hear them when it's out of my ear. So I'm going to go deal with that. Pandez, if you will take the stage, guys. So this is your first FurCon in just a moment here. Fur, next year, Pandez. Thank you guys very much. It was a pleasure to have you.
Never.